Hi there, my name is Michael Stachura, and in this tutorial, in this podcast, I will share my knowledge I have gained over the years in the field of programming and a bit more broadly in the field of running IT projects. So if you are a programmer or you are not one yet but you would like to be and would like to learn how to program in Python and Vue.js, I think you will find some valuable content here. So we will program together an application written in the Django using the Django REST framework. On the front end, as I mentioned, we will use Vue.js, or more precisely, the Nuxt framework in version 3 with the composition API. On the programming layer, we will cover a lot of interesting issues here, I promise, which I hope will allow you to, firstly, to understand in detail the issues we will create and discuss here. Secondly, to use them in your projects. I think the key statement here is to understand in detail. I'm committed to ensuring that the content I present here is of a good quality, but as you listen and watch it, you need to keep a few things in mind. First, keep in mind that I'm not an all-knowing person. Secondly, keep in mind that with time this tutorial may become less and less relevant, especially in the strictly programming layer, which, as we know, is evolving quite rapidly these days. Thirdly, remember that we are starting a marathon, not a sprint. The number of issues I want to cover here is very large, which means that the episodes of our tutorial will also be very large. In addition to the programming itself, I will also share with you here the general insights and experiences I have gained over the years coordinating the implementation of IT projects. Well, in the era when a lot of people are predicting that IT professionals will soon be replaced by the ChatGPT, knowledge of the analysis, requirements gathering, project management, and the task you perform as a programmer can be a lifesaver for you. Okay, so the first important question. What is the best way to use this course? In my opinion, in my humble opinion, the best way to learn anything is through practice. So, if you are a beginner programmer or haven't programmed at all yet, you can go through this tutorial step by step with me. Here, however, I must warn you, it is 100% certain that while working, you will hit a problem that will not be discussed in the tutorial. Whether it is when installing the development environment or implementing the solutions we will discuss here, etc. In such case, the first thing best to do, and this is the small advice for the beginner programmers, the first thing you do when you hit the problem is carefully read the error message that appears to you. I will admit that sometimes it's quite funny when people on discussion forums paste the error they receive in their projects, in which is written exactly what is wrong, in which line is the error, and what should be fixed. So, as a programmer, you have to learn to read errors, and you have to remember this every time an error occurs. And trust me, sooner or later, errors always occur. If you are a person who has already done some programming, I encourage you to treat this course as a kind of guideline. You don't have to do everything step by step. I will describe the individual episodes, which I hope will make it easier for you to find the issue that interests you. Experienced programmers, if you are one of them, I think we will also find here some interesting things. even if not in strictly programming issues, then general ones, which will allow you to better perform commissioned tasks and ongoing IT projects. No matter what stage of programming you are at, I encourage you to work and create your own application or follow along with me. Learning by practicing is the best way to learn new things, always. Finally, let me remind you one more very important rule. Always remember, at all times, to approach the content presented here critically. I have already mentioned that I'm not omniscient, so if during the course you will notice something that can be done better, or maybe not better but in a different way, share it in the comments with others, maybe with a link to a repository where you will show a different approach to the topic. Well, okay. I think that's enough for now. We can already move on to, well, actually what? Where do you think we should start with a web project? Since this is a bit broader than it seems, we will discuss it in the next episode. So, for now, take a deep breath. You did a great job. You have finished your first episode, and see you soon.